decorating for Christmas can cost a fortune, but it doesn't have to. And if you're like me, going outside and getting pine needles and pine cones and things like that's a big no. More on that in a minute. But what if I told you you can use stuff around your house, stuff you might think is junk, and transform it into beautiful Christmas decorations? I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. But if you're new to our channel, I'm Julia. I'm one half of the Canny couple where we merge extreme frugality with a touch of homesteading. And today I'm going to show you how to make a snowman, a star, a Christmas tree, a wreath, and an angel, all from this old stuff I had hanging around the house. I bought nothing new. As you can see, I have ornaments here. These are some ornaments that we have on our Christmas tree. Just some old ornaments that we had. I think we've had these, oh lordy, I don't know. We've had these for like 5 or 10 years now. We have some twine, we have fabric, I have zip ties, I have old hangers, I have string here that I've had forever. I have a scarf, I'm not even joking. I've had this scarf, I think since I was 13. I have everything. I've got an old pillowcase. We're going to take things that you would normally throw away. We're going to transform it into something beautiful. And we're going to just make a lot of really nice, beautiful things. So if you want to see that, let me know. So drop a comment down below and let me know what you're most interested in seeing, and let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And we would really appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel and help our channel grow. So now, you're like, Julia, you live on a homestead. You live out in the middle of nowhere. You talk all the time about living in a rural area. Why aren't you going out cutting all that beautiful greenery and bringing it inside? I would love to do that. And actually, that is more of my aesthetic than you would actually realize. But I have allergies and also I have a headache. I've talked about this before. I go near a pine tree or a real live wreath and I just cannot stop sneezing. It just tears my allergies up and I cannot be around it. I just cannot. So for me, having actual organic live items in the house doesn't work. I can't even go buy it at the grocery store. I will go around to the other door or hold my breath to go buy it because it tears me up that bad. And the stores that have the really strong odors, can't go near them. Just walk completely by them. So I have to find different ways to decorate, and we have to go with non-organic, more traditional style Christmas decorations. So that's why we're going with a snowman, a star, a tree, a wreath, and an angel. So I'm going to get started. We're going to start making these right now, and I think you're going to like them, so let me know. I would love to see what you all think about these, but these are just going to be simple, traditional. I like to keep things easy and simple. I'm all about easy breezy. I try to find hacks around making it as easy as possible, but I also look at how do I make it last as long as possible. That is important to me because I have a 4-year-old. I know things are going to be destroyed. I know how destructive she is, so I want to make sure things are going to last a really long time. Like, this is going to be part of the snowman because the snowman needs arms. And you're like, how are you going to turn that to arms for a snowman, Julia? We will see, but we're going to turn this to arms for a snowman. And at first I thought, well, I can use paper towel rolls because my father-in-law brought us some the other day. And I was like, but wait, they'll just be ripped off. And I was like, boy, I've got this, this was from wrapping paper. I was like, I have that, and it will go all the way through, and she can't rip that out. So that's why I went with this instead. So I try to be really thoughtful, and how do I make this as least destructive as possible with a 4-year-old, but also a very destructive wife in the house. So we're going to get started and do a lot of prep work here, and we'll come back and I will show you how to put these together. All right, let's start with the star. So what I have done is I've taken 5 of my extra shadowproof ornaments and I have connected them together with a pipe cleaner. So I'm using a red pipe cleaner and I'm using 5 of the same color ornaments. If you have ornaments that kind of go together, or you can be eclectic and do what you like, you can do however you want to do it. So I'm actually going to hang this up so these ornaments kind of hang in a star formation like this. So you can tell that the pipe cleaner I have in the middle, it kind of looks a bit like a star. Here I've kind of folded it over so it holds, but I'm going to need to support this so it kind of holds up. That's going to give it that star formation. Otherwise it would just be a bit of a grouping, which that would be pretty too. You could put this and kind of hang it like in like a doorway or something. I would like that as well. That would be quite cute. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a second pipe cleaner. This is what we're going to use to create our support for our other, our 3 of our ornaments that are going to need to kind of have some extra stand. So we're going to start wrapping that around these other 3 ornaments. And what I had to do to get each of these ornaments connected, I had to wrap each one individually with the pipe cleaners. It really just depends on like how your ornaments kind of sort of what they are. Mine are what kind are mine? We got these I think at Walmart. We got them like 50% off at the end of the season. So because I want to put this in like one of the corners of our, we have these big openings in our living room, so I'm planning on putting them in the corners of our opening, like up against the corner so they don't stand in the way. I don't want Aaron to hit his head, but I also want them to kind of hold their shape. You can see it's already kind of, they're already kind of holding themselves up because that little extra support there is all it really needed. And I'm just going to kind of leave a little hook here so I can hook it. I've got these, they're actually plant holders, but they've got birds on them, and I use them to hang clothes on. And what I'll do is I'll actually use it to hang this on as well. And I'm going to use this to provide a little bit more support for these 2 on the side. The 2 on the bottom do not need extra support, as they can just dangle however they need to dangle. And there we have it. The middle could be a little prettier, but it works. It looks like a star. If I had an extra ornament, I'd put it in the middle. And I could probably put one of those red or gold ones in the middle. Actually, I might do that. Let me see. See if I could pull out some of that really fast. It might actually give me the support I need. To give me that star, because then it would give me that shape there, or like that. And pick it out one more. And there we have it, a pretty little star. It will hang, and that looks quite nice. We're able to hide that red. It's going to hang up, and I think that looks quite lovely. Extra ornaments that I wasn't using to hang anything up, and that's just going to hang up right there in the corner, and it works for us, and it was free, didn't cost me anything. And I'm going to set that to the side. And now we're going to make an angel. So to make this angel, I'm using everything that I have on hand. So I'm going to take a little bit of twine. I'm going to take a mason jar ring. This is going to create my shape. I might take a little, I don't know if I'm going to use this or not yet. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use that or not yet. And I have a few more pipe cleaners. I'm not sure if I'm going to use those yet or not. I think I might use these for the wings. And then I have some fabric here. This is going to create the shape of our angel. This was just some fabric I had. So let me know in the comments below how many of you have fabric just in drawers or wherever it is you store extra stuff in your house for, in case you have a project or in case you need it, or to do things for yourself or around your house, because I am that person. So I do lots of projects and lots of things, and I find fabric on sale at yard sales, and that's what we've done. So make the angel. We're going to keep it really simple, and you can make this however you want. I'm going to make it a little off center. I'm going to make it so she is a little, her bottom's a little crooked. She's going to be rustic. She's going to be a little rustic angel. It tends to be the way I like them. I'm going to do her in 2 layers because I need her to be a little bulky. She's still a little, she's going to be a little small in the middle. I think I'm going to need a little bit more fabric on the inside to poof her up a bit. Like her bottom's going to be poofy enough, but I feel like her head's going to be a little small, and that's going to be too much. So before you all yell at me and tell me my scissors are awful, yes, I know they are. These are our outside scissors. I could not find my good scissors like fast, and trying to find anything with a 4-year-old underfoot is like a nightmare. So it was what I could find quickly, and it was just what could I find like right now, which tends to be a lot of my life anymore as a mom. What can you find right now? Like right now. Okay, that seems a little bit better. So we're going to wrap our ring because we don't want to see the ring. I love mason jar ring crafts. I think they are some of the prettiest crafts. I love the pumpkins. I think they're beautiful. Oh, there, that's seems a lot better. It's not nearly as bulky. Not nearly as bulky. And I have a ton of mason jars rings because I am a canner, an avid canner. So I use them, and I don't get rid of them. I'm not one of those canners that gets rid of my mason jar rings. I keep them and I use them. I also vacuum seal, so I do keep them on my jars for that purpose. I know there are some canners out there that only keep like 20, and I'm like, how do you do that? That would drive me insane. How do you do that? I would run out, because I'm also one of those canners where I just had 20. I literally might run out of, I might literally run out of them if I were in a big canning spree, because of the number of jars I have going at one time. So let's see here. Do I want to, trying to decide if I want to do, I think I'll go ahead and put this on as her, around her waist. So I'm going to take some of this twine, and I'm not quite sure where we got this. It is hard telling where we got this one. No idea at all. But then we'll make a pretty bow around her waist. And this one will just hang somewhere. I'll set it up so it's got like a nice pretty little place to hang on the back with a piece of twine. And we'll just hang it up Somewhere it might hang on the tree, hang on the door, hang on one of the cabinets, somewhere lovely. Okay, there's the first part. Okay, then we're going to make some wings, and we're going to cover these wings with the ribbon here. That's what I wanted to do with the ribbon. But I'm going to leave enough of this pipe cleaner because we're going to stick it into this twine. So we're going to take this and make sure you kind of see it from the back. But we want to leave enough of that to kind of cover it from the side. I'm not a huge like pipe cleaner or like craft person personally. I think that's why I have a whole bag full of them. But I do have a whole bag full of them, and I do use them for things. But it's mostly for like cleaning things, and I can craft my way around just about everything. And now I have tape. So double-sided tape. I don't have double-sided tape. I don't buy double-sided tape. But buddy, do I know how to make it? All I do for double-sided tape is I will take a piece of tape and you put it on your thing and you just hold it carefully and you just put it on there and you just rewrap it all the way around a couple of times. And look, you have made double-sided tape. I know, I just blew your minds. And it's a lot less expensive. So we're going to use some of this ribbon. I keep all of the ribbon that I get from any blanket, anything like that. If we get a blanket and it has ribbon in it, you could just about believe that that blanket ribbon is coming home with me. I'm trying to think, how will it wrap the best? Okay. Yes, so I'm going to get this wrapped and attached. And when we come back, we'll give it on, and this lovely angel will be ready, and we'll be ready to go to the next thing. Okay, these wings are wrapped. All done. I think they look quite nice. We are going to get them attached here. And I think I'm going to add a little bit, I'm going to add some more twine here to this. I think it would look better, more rustic, more along the lines of the effect I'm trying to go for, of the actual look I'm trying to get here with this one, this angel. We're going to add several longer strands of this. Twine. I'm going to add them in like different lengths here. There we go. Put a bit bigger bow. this one on the inside, I will just take it out a little bit. Just put a regular little knot in it. Find it. There it is. The next one. And the next one. I think that looks quite cute. Nice, cute little, she's homemade. You can tell she's homemade, but she's a lovely little rustic angel. Quite cute. I like her. I like her a lot. I'm gonna put a little bow on her back to hang her up, and I'll hang her up on one of our cabinets or on one of the doors here. I like her wings. I'm glad I covered the pipe cleaner. I'm not terribly fond of the pipe cleaner. I'm not. I'm glad I covered up the pipe cleaner on the ornaments. It's not my favorite thing. I like twine. Like I said, I like the organic look. It's just, I can't do it. I just can't. And you can buy it. You can buy the fake organic stuff, but it's also very, very expensive to get. So, of course, because it's very, very expensive to get, and it rarely goes on sale in our area, it's hard to really make it worth my while. So next thing is going to be our snowman. So old pillowcase here. And what I have done with my pillowcase, and this is a very old pillowcase, I went ahead and did the sewing of the pillowcase. What I did is I took it and I stitched the corners so they're rounded. And I also went ahead and cut holes on the sides and kind of stitched those up a little bit for the arms. So it's kind of rounded in it so we can make that shape that we're looking for. And again, this is a very old pillowcase for us. And this is going to be our arms. And I have everything here. My little one and I, we actually did end up taking this. We thought this would make a better scarf for our snowman. And now we're going to stuff it in. Okay, old sheet. Very old sheet. Have no purpose for this sheet. It's so old. So no judgment. We actually use this sheet as scrap material. So actually I wonder if I have enough. I thought I had too much, but don't know if I have enough. I might have to pull out some old bags here in a minute. You're like, Julia, are you seriously using an old sheet for this? Yes, I am. All I'm using them for rags anyways, and I can use them for rags, or I can shove them in here, turn them into a snowman for my little one to play with, because I've got plenty of rags right now. I'm not really using them for anything else. I'm going to go ahead and put this arm through. I don't want to have to fight the actual sheet here later. And this, I did do this on purpose. I made it kind of so I'd have to And I made these holes kind of small on purpose. I knew we would be bending this pipe up because it's not going to be this thick, because a stick isn't thick. Like, you don't usually use a really thick stick for a snowman pipe. But I didn't want to cut the holes too big since since it wouldn't be this big all the way around. I was trying to make sure we were thinking about this long term. How do I keep this thing from being torn up long term for us? Get through. Whoops. I do have a plan for this. So it is getting a little tore up a bit. That's okay. It's okay. We're going to put some tape on her and it's going to work for us because we have a plan. It's not going to look like this. Okay. Now I'm going to shove the sheet in here all the way around. All the way in there. Still feel like it needs some more stuffing. It does. It's going to be a light snowman. Okay, I will be back. I need to get some more stuffing, and I've got plenty, so I'll be back. Bags. When all else fails, bags make great stuffing for something like this. I don't really have to worry about them. This is, you know, if it gets dirty or messy or something, it can go in the trash. It's not that big of a deal. I've got to be careful. Some of our bags are blue or gray. I don't really want that color to show through, but bags do make really good like filler. But we have plenty of them. And before you say, Julia, why don't you take bags? Well, we do to some grocery stores, but we also get bags at our other grocery stores because we do use them for certain things when we need them. Because there are times when we do need them. And we did have to have a good store of them where we were when the little one was in diapers. That's as much stuffing as we're going to get in him. Ooh, we got to be careful because we're losing an arm. That's what I wanted to be careful about. I didn't want to lose my arms. That was my concern with going straight through, because the arms could get messed up, but they're less likely to get damaged long term when you go straight through. So now what we need to do is we need to, once we get him sewn up, we can finish the rest of the work and kind of cover him up on the inside so you can't see any of the colored bags. And if you wanted to, you could pin him and, you know, do any of those things you wanted to do. Like, it really just depended on what you wanted to do with him. That might actually be what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a couple of safety pins here at the bottom. I've got some really big, heavy duty ones. And we're going to pin him on here. So he's on here pretty good. And depending on how you want your snowman done, if you want 3 layers, you would put his arm and his arms in different locations. I only wanted 2. I wanted his head and his body. I had no intention of having like 3 separate layers. That wasn't my main goal, my main plan when I envisioned him in the first place. So when I envisioned what he would look like. I envisioned him to be a lumpy pillowcase Santa that my little one was going to end up beating up quite a bit, because that's what she does. That's what she likes to do. She have fun with him, and because she's excited to have a pillowcase snowman. It actually snowed for us today, and she's all excited. She wants to go build one, but it's not that kind of a snow. So this is how his bottom looks. So I could get in there if I needed to, but I don't really need to get in there right now. So now we're going to create some separation for the head and the body. I'm going to use this ribbon that we used for the angel. Get it tight. Just going to tie a knot back here. We can do some more shaping. Wasn't quite sure where his hands would go. I feel like I got them a little bit low, but that is okay. So now his hands. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut to create those. You naturally see those stick-like appendages, and we're going to create that effect with the twine, that natural stick-like effect with the twine. And then I'm also going to sew on coal eyes, coal mouth, and his coal buttons down the front here. I'm going to sew those on here as we go through. So we're going to work on getting all of that done, and then he will be done. We'll give him a hat. We'll give him his scarf here, which looks pretty nice. Then he'll be finished and ready to go. Here he is. He's done. He's cute. Finished. I think he turned out okay. I wish my pillowcase were a little thicker. This is a t-shirt pillowcase. That tends to be what we have. I don't usually use white pillowcases. I don't like white in linens because it tends to stain and it doesn't, you know, stay clean looking. Usually I don't keep white towels or anything like that. So that's why this was in my rag bag. But he's cute. He will work. And he's a cute little snowman, a little rustic looking hillbilly snowman. He works for our house, and he will work. And my little one will have fun with him. That's all that matters. And his little arms look like little sticks. It's cute. He's cute. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. And for his little coal eyes and nose, you can use buttons. I use felt. I had some felt that I cut out into little circles, so I just sewed those on there. So let me know in the comments below what y'all think. I'm going to set him down. Now let's work on the wreath here. And we're going to get that started. So for our wreath, we're just going to keep it really simple. And we're just going to take a hanger. And I'm all about taking a wire hanger. This is just an all wire hanger. So we don't use hangers anymore. I actually don't use regular size hangers anymore. Not for Aaron and I. We actually use kids hangers. I know, right? You're like, Julia, but you're adults. Yeah, we are. But we don't use regular hangers anymore. We use kids hangers. So we're just going to work on shaping this into a regular circle size and getting it situated. I might need a pair of pliers. I don't know yet. Get that hooked down. This will probably be where I put a bigger bow so it will hide this. I've kind of got all of my little rags sort of torn here. I might need more. I've got some sort of situated. I got it. I'm not expecting this to be perfect. Okay. I guess that's because I'm going to get it pretty good circle. Okay. I do a lot with a wire hanger. Like I do. I will wire hangers are like one of my go-to, you know, one of my go-to things. Like I will tear them up and use that wire hanger for everything. They're like great for crafts. Make sure it lays flat. Flat-ish. Bend it back a little bit. This will hang up. I'm thinking of putting this on the back of my bathroom door. That's where I would want to put this one in particular. So our main bathroom door, the one that if we have company, that's where they will go. Okay. Yep. There we go. So it didn't take me too long to get that done. All right, so you can see I have a whole pile. And you can see my colors here. I've got gray, red, black. These tend to be the colors I use for Christmas in our house. Our greens, gray, red, black. I know a lot of people use blues. They use every color. I tend to stick with those more traditional colors. As you see, I use a lot of gray and blue in our home. I keep everything neutral. It's a lot easier for me to decorate. It's a lot easier for me to manage. I don't have to do a lot of extra work. So how are we going to do this? This is really easy. I'm going to take your strips of your rags. These are actually just pieces of scraps that I had. Some of these came from Aaron's grandma. Some of these came from, this came from a Halloween costume I did when I first met Aaron. Some of these came from other things that I did. I've had a hard telling where all of these came from. I don't know. They're just rags, scraps of cloth that I have from somewhere. You can use whatever you want. That's what it is. It's a rag. You can make these into bows. Whatever you want to do. But you're just going to tie it on here. And here you go. You're going to make this beautiful wreath. You're just gonna alternate all the way around. You're just gonna tie and you're gonna fill it in. Now I've got this big red here. Where's the other piece? I think it's these two here. These two pieces here to make a bigger bow. So I can put it right here in this middle of this hoop, like an actual bow, to go here in the middle of this red to kind of stand out. And so all of this will go right there, and we'll fill in all of this, and it will all go and just kind of fill in as we do it. So we'll go ahead and make that one as we do it. And this again is going to feel very rustic, very organic as we go through. So how do I want to do this bow? I have to think about it. I can do, my little ones we're at nap time and I can hear her. She's playing. Oh, she is playing hard right now. I hear the noise that she's making. So, like you can hear the noises that she's making. Trying to think. No, I don't really like the thought of that. Trying to think. I really kind of want this to be like an actual bow. Don't feel like it's going to be quite large enough. But I do have, when I originally bought this, I bought it 2 of these, so I have some more. I didn't know how much of it I would need. I could cut off some more of this. I didn't buy it. I've had it for ages. Like, gosh, it's older than Isabel. So it's going to be at least 5 years old. So I want it to be big, so we're going to go and cut this way. I guess I'm going to cut it this way. And I'm going to cut here in the middle. There we go. This is arts and crafts in our house, because that's how arts and crafts kind of tend to work in our house. And there we go. And we are going to make a bow. All right. But it's still not quite big enough. Okay, we're going to have another one to get it quite big enough. We're going to have 2. I still don't feel like it's quite big enough for me. I want to make the big bow first. The reason I want to get the big bow on here first is because it's sort of like the centerpiece. Everything else sort of fills in around that bigger bow. And then from the big bow, all the rest of the bows sort of play off of it. Wait, yeah, there we go. So let's knot this one. Not this one. We're going to tie it here. Put it right here in the middle of the hanger. Right there. Kind of like a tie. These, we will pull through it like a loop. Again, I am not a bow maker. I am not. This is not my thing. But I know enough to be dangerous and enough to fake it till I make it. So that's what we're doing. We're faking it till we make it. And we're faking it to where we don't have to buy something. That's what we're doing here. Faking it to where we don't have to buy something. And you can Google this and find a better way to make it. And this is just my really quick, hey, I'm gonna hack away through this. So yep, we're gonna hack our way through this. Well, that helped if I would have. Okay. You see, I didn't make sure I had it through. You're like, Julia, I didn't know we were doing arts and crafts with you today. And I don't know how I feel about this. And that is okay. And don't worry, I will pause it and you can see the finished product here just a few minutes. So you don't have to watch me fumble through as we do arts and crafts the entire time. I understand. Unless you like the fumbling, in which case leave that in the comments below. That makes me feel good to know that my fumbling is not for naught. I love to hear from you. Let me know if you enjoy this fumbling. It makes me feel good about myself. Not really, but we'll go with it. All right, there we go. We've got a knot, and we can hide this loop here a little bit, and we will just use this here to kind of hide that hole, and we will just start filling this in, and we'll kind of hang it there to where you can't see it. I promise you, this is going to look a lot better. We'll start adding everything in here, and we'll get it to where it hangs just right. And I'll get a pair of pliers so this kind of hangs back a little bit more, this hanger, so you can't see it. So I'm going to start knotting these on here and getting all of these tied on, and when we come back, this will be done. Okay, we've tied all of our scraps here. It took me probably 30 minutes because I did all the work beforehand to get everything on there, and I actually ended up taking a piece of the big bow off, and I used this to these are twisty ties that come with our trash bags. Yep, we used that, got it on there. It worked out really well, and I like it. It's a rag wreath, and I like this. I do. It's very rustic. I know some people don't like that. I get it. This is either you hate it or you love it, and this is one of those that I can go either way, but this one I do like. I like the colors. I like the way it looks, and this does match my Christmas aesthetic. So this will look very, very pretty on our bathroom door, and it goes really well with what we have. So this one, done, and it hangs really well. You can't see the hook. I did take a pair of our little pliers here and twisted it, and I think it actually ended up shaped up really nice. It looks really good, and I think it's got just enough red, a little bit of the gray, and I like this little animal print. My little one loves it, and I gotta tell you, she came and saw the snowman. She's like, "You made me a snowman. What's his name? What's his name? I want to name him. What's his name?" And so she's trying to name him already. So surprise, surprise. Go figure. Now we're gonna make a Christmas tree. So this is probably one of the more time intensive. I would say the wreath is the second most time intensive, just because of the fabric. If your fabric doesn't rip easy, most of that fabric ripped pretty easy. The one that didn't was the red plaid, and I wish I had more of it. I thought I had a black plaid, and my glasses, because you know I live in a world of rose colored glasses, try to help with this headache. I couldn't tell. Aaron thought they were red. I had a black plaid, but it kind of looked blue to me, so I didn't want to risk it. So I've got these 2 hangers. These are not sizes we use. We use kids hangers, toddler hangers in our house. So I'm going to snip these down in half, if these will snip. I'm wondering if they will. They might not. I might have to get something a little bit. I might have to go outside and get our wire cutters. And I think that might have to be what I have to do. Yeah, okay. I'm going to have to get wire cutters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these right here and right here on both sides. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a Christmas tree. We'll have four sides here, and that will give us the actual 4 sides of the Christmas tree from here. And then we'll come back and I'll help show you how to assemble, and I'll also show you how we're going to wrap it. Okay, let's get to this tree here. Okay, so what we're trying to do with this tree is we're trying to build a foundation, a base for it. And we want it to be a little bit taller than this, so we're going to take these green, we took a hanger and we cut it in half, and we are going to take one of these green pipe cleaners, and I know it's going to take it together here, but then we're going to take it the other way. To give us that different, those 2 different levels, which is what we want. Just like that. I'm just going to keep twisting that a little bit because I kind of want it just a smidge higher on here, just so it can have a little bit more of a point, and because it's not quite as tall as I want it to be. And then I'm going to take this second pipe cleaner that's green on here, and I'm going to use that just to wrap right here. And this is not what I'm going to wrap this with, but it's going to give me just a little bit of that definition for the top, just so we can kind of build off of that. Because that's the goal. We kind of just need something to build off of for that top piece. Now, I'm going to wrap it with this twine here. And what I want to do is I want to start by double taping here one entire piece, and I've got to get my tape on. So I have to wrap the tape on there, and I need to double tape one entire leg of the tree, simply because then it will hold a little bit better. This is what I did for the arms of the snowman. It does help. Whoops. And it will help me go a little bit faster. So, and I have to do this piece by piece. So I'm going to double tape this, and then I'm going to undo this twine. Now this twine here I got at Ollie's, and I got it at Ollie's, oh my god, I don't know when. I'm wanting to say I got this at Ollie's like 10 years ago. This was one of those first purchases I got with Aaron. So one of those first purchases I got with Aaron years and years and years ago. And it works for us. So I'm going to get to work on this. I'm going to get it wrapped and ready to go. And when you all come back, you all are going to see a wrapped tree. And I hope it will be beautiful. I'm assuming it will be. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed it will be beautiful. And fingers crossed. So we'll see when we come back. Okay, my tree is done. I got it finished. So I was originally going to use this twine, but it did not want to stick to the tape at all. So I had to pivot and go back to the twine I used for the angel and for the arms on my snowman. And when I did that, I didn't end up having enough to make this as tall as I wanted it. So I ended up with a mini tree, which is okay. That's okay. It wasn't as tall as I wanted it to be, but that's fine. I have enough yarn and stuff. If I wanted to, I can make a whole bunch of trees if I want to. I don't know if I will or not. We'll have to see. But I'm happy. I've got a few decorations here. I will have to say the wreath is probably my favorite. Let me know in the comments below which one of these ended up being your favorite of all of these. And let me know what's one thing in your home that you are wanting to transform, that you would like to just take, repurpose, change, make it to something different. If you have anything like that, I'd love to know. And if you want to see more content like this, leave it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Check out our link tree for all of other content. And as always, thank you for joining us for the Canny Couple, where we work hard, live simple, and enjoy life. Have a wonderful day.